All right, let's talk about three-part or three-statement truth tables. Been going along here, and we've had two statements at a time, P's and Q's. But what if we throw in that third, say, R statement, and we want to do a truth table with an R statement as well? All right. Well, let's just say we want to do a truth table for this. P and parentheses Q or not R. I mean, we've had statements that had three parts to it, but the deal was the third part was either a P or a Q part. This one we've got a third distinct statement, right? We've got the R statement. So P is a statement, Q is a statement, and then R is a third distinct, altogether different statement. So that's the difference here on this. Okay, well, we still want to do a truth table. So we want, basically what that means is we want every combination of ways we could have P's and Q's and R's with true and falses. How they could interact there. Okay, so yeah, when we have a three statement, when we have three P, Q, and R, in this example, obviously we need P, Q, and R over here on the left. Now, the way it's going to work, well, you're going to need a few more lines. And one way you can look at it, let's say I was doing it back to the two statement with just P's and Q's. If I had just P's and Q's, we usually say it's true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. But let's look at it a different way. If you just look at this one, the far one on the right, what would you say, what's the pattern there? Alternating, true and false? Well, that's the way we're going to start with it over here. The R, we're going to alternate true and false. Now, like I said, we are going to need more lines, and so I'm going to go more than 4 here. I'm going to do 8. I'm going to do true, false, till I have 8 lines. And I'll explain why here in just a second. Okay? Well, if we then go next over in the 2 statement one, that's doing 2 trues, 2 falses. Well, I'm going to do that for my Q's over here. I'm going to do 2 trues, 2 falses. Okay? 2 trues, 2 falses. Do that pattern. All right, well, then obviously I don't have a third one over there to go by, but what the third one is, I want to do 4 trues and then 4 falses. And it turns out that'll cover all possibilities of true and falses, how those could work. Then let me just highlight that this does cover different scenarios. If you'll notice that the first line is all trues, the last line is all falses. Obviously, I need those. The second line, though, has 2 trues and 1 false. Well, so does line 3, but why is it different? Well, line 3 is different because it's true, false, true. The false is in the middle. And then if you look at line 5, it's also 2 trues and 1 false, but it's also a different order, isn't it? The false is first, whereas the false is in the middle here, and it's on the last there. So that covers 2 true and 1 false. And then line 4 and 6 and 7 are all different because they are 2 falses and 1 true, but it's a different order of 2 falses and 1 true. And if you think about it, that's all the possibilities there could be. All trues, 2 trues, 1 true, and no trues. Or do the vice versa with falses. Can you think of any other possibility there could be for trues and falses for 3 components? That covers it, doesn't it? All trues, all falses, 2 trues, 1 false, 2 falses, 1 true. Think of anything else it could be? Can't be anything else. All right, so if you follow that pattern, you'll always get everything you need to have. Okay? Now, what we want to do over here then is this statement. P and, parentheses, Q or not R. Okay? Do the very same thing, right? That we've always followed the same procedures. What do we do first? Parentheses first, right? Or, well, let's go ahead and put the lines here. P, do what it is all the way down, and Q. All right, so P is the 4 trues, then 4 falses. That's the way I like to do it anyway. Q is this middle one, so that's 2 trues, 2 falses, and then 2 trues and 2 falses. And then the last one is not R, so I do the opposite of the R, so that would be false, true, all the way down, alternating. With me so far? All right, so then we do what? Parentheses first. So we do our OR first. And how does OR work? OR is true if what? If one of them or both of them are true. Just takes one for OR to be true. So true or false is true. True or true is true. False or false? False. False or true? True. Just one of them has to be true. True or false is true. True or true is true. False or false is false. And false or true is true. So that's the result of the parentheses. Now, I want to AND those together. And so how does AND work? Both of them have to be true for AND to be true. So true and true is true. True and true is true. But true and false, that's false. True and true is true. False and true is false. False and true, false. False and false is false. False and true is false. So the end result is this column right there. True, true, false, true, false, 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 false. Okay? Let's do another one. See if we take it from the beginning here. All right. So let's do a true table for not P and R or not Q. So again, we've got P's, Q's, and R's. So we need the 8-line truth table. One other point there, in the statement it's PRQ. And you could put that order over here if you want to as well. Just note that in the book's answers, they'll do it in the order PQR. It wouldn't be wrong to do PRQ, but the book will put them in PQR form, order. So I'll do that too. It wouldn't matter, but just to be consistent with the book there. Okay. Now how does the patterns work? For the R, we do what? Do the alternating true false. True false, true false, true false, true false. To get 8. Then for the middle one, you do 2 and 2, true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. And then over here, third one is 4 and 4, isn't it? 4 trues, 4 falses. Okay, so then we do the statement P, not P and R, or not Q. All right, so let's put not P, put its values all the way down. So that's just the opposite of the P column. That's false, false, then 4 truths. 4 falses, and then 4 truths. Opposite of this one. R is just a copy of the R column, so that's true, false, all the way down. And then not Q is opposite of the Q, so that would be 2 falses, 2 truths, and then 2 falses and 2 truths. All right, and then the first 2 are ANDed together. We do those first. AND is true if only both are true. False and true is false. False and false is false. False and true is false. False and false is false. True and true is true. True and false is false. True and true is true. False and true is false. So I get a lot of falses. Line 5 and 7 are true, though. Sound okay? Did I do that right? Believe that? Then I put these 2 together with what? This is the OR. The V shape is the OR. OR is true. One of them's true. So what do we got? False or false? That'd be false. False or false? False. False or true, though? That's true. False or true? That's true. True or false? That's true. False or false? False, true or true? True, false or true is true. So in this case, I wind up with final result, false, false, true, 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 false, true, true. How about that? Question or concern?